Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, Tropical Storm Cindy taking aim at the Gulf Coast. It's prompting the governors of Alabama and Louisiana to declare a state of emergency as millions prepare for what could be life-threatening flooding. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has more.
From Texas to Florida, all eyes on Tropical Storm Cindy. With the storm already dumping heavy rain along the Gulf Coast overnight, Louisiana and Alabama now in a state of emergency.
It is a serious event that's not only going to bring us rain and wind, but it's going to bring us water.
Some areas could get as much as 12 inches of rain.
It's blowing down out here.
So oil companies off the Louisiana coast are getting workers off those rigs. And in Texas, lifeguards are keeping a close eye on the rough surf and the swimmers.
We just can't take chances of people getting in those areas and having to make rescues, because rescues are really dangerous for them and for us.
If I saw rain coming in from the ocean or like hard winds, then I would know that it's not a good idea to be out here.
Back in Louisiana, storm preps now include new storm barriers. After Hurricane Katrina, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers spent $14.5 billion building the largest flood control structure, nicknamed the Great Wall of St. Bernard Parish. It's a 1.8-mile-long barrier. Some of the steel support piles extend 200 feet underground. There are also new state-of-the-art pump stations so powerful, combined, they could fill the Superdome with water in less than 90 seconds. And forecasters say right now it is possible the storm could weaken by the time it makes landfall tonight. But we're told the storm is still so powerful, storm warnings now stretch into Georgia. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
All right, let's get more on the storm and our weather right now. Josh is in for John today, and yeah, this is a rainmaker, a real rainmaker.
A soaker,
yeah,
to say the least. We've already seen quite an active June with 3 storms. Let's check out what we have had so far. We start with Arlene. Brett formed a few days ago, and now we're dealing with Cindy. Once again, what comes after Cindy? The Don. So that has not formed yet, so we'll, of course, keep an eye out on the tropics. But right now, we have maximum sustained winds out of Cindy at 50 miles per hour. It's slowly moving to the northwest, picking up a little steam. It was at 8 miles per hour. Now it's tracking up to 10 miles per hour to the northwest. And pressure still holding steady at 996 millibars. And it looks like it will make landfall sometime between, let's say, Wednesday night and early Thursday morning. And then it spins off to the east. But as far as what's happening, a lot of rain falling down. We'll show you the numbers when I return.
All right, Josh, thank you. An Amber Alert is out for a North Florida girl. The alert is issued for 4-year-old Alanda McCoy. She was reported missing from Milton, Florida. That's outside Tallahassee. She was last seen wearing a yellow spaghetti-strapped tank top, a light-colored skirt, and a blue flip-flops. She's believed to be with a man identified as 27-year-old William Kavchak. He also goes by the name of Billy. They may be traveling in a 2007 green Mercury Montego. If anyone has information on the case, call 911. The trial of a Bradenton man accused of killing his girlfriend's toddler is now underway in Manatee County. ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter joins us with more details as the jury hears the mother's testimony. Jacqueline.
Good afternoon, Scott. A jury listened this morning as the former girlfriend of a Lakewood Ranch man charged in the 2015 death of her 17-month-old son described the hours spent prior to leaving her son in that man's care. 37-year-old Richard Williams is charged with second-degree murder in the death of William Quincy Pollard in July of 2015. The state attorney's office says the boy died as a result of blunt force trauma to his head. However, Williams denies ever hitting the boy. Quincy's mother, Courtney Pollard, says her former boyfriend even urged her to ask detectives to not perform an autopsy.
It's just scary to think that your kid's getting cut open and looked at, you know.
If convicted, Williams will face up to life in prison. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you. 2 men are recovering after sheriff's deputies say their roommate attacked them with a machete. It happened last night at a home on 5th Street East in Bradenton. Deputies say 38-year-old Santos Villegas got into an argument with 2 of his roommates. It quickly turned physical. That's when investigators say he got a machete and cut both of the men. They were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Villegas is charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery. Manatee County Sheriff's Office will soon have a new chopper to fight crime. County commissioners approving the funding for the department to buy a new helicopter. It's expected to cost about $4.9 million. About $1.1 million of it will be paid for with sales tax revenue. Longboat Key officials are a step closer to rewriting their laws and regulations for signs. They'll comply with the 2015 Supreme Court ruling. Part of the proposed revisions would only allow 2 signs to be on a property during any time of the year, one that's 2 square feet and the other 4 square feet. Right now, the town does not enforce the number of signs allowed. One of the biggest changes the town is pushing for is that a sign cannot be regulated based on its content.
You can't differentiate between, for instance, open house signs, real estate signs, garage sale signs, any type of special event signs. They all have to be regulated exactly the same.
With the ruling, the way it's coming down and the verbiage that's being set forth, it would restrict realtors heavily on where we can place our signs.
The Planning and Zoning Board will meet in September on this issue, and from there it'll go to commissioners in October. Time now to get over to the kitchen and check in for the first time with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher and find out what she's fixing for lunch today. Hi, Judy.
Well, hi there, Scott. I thought I'd keep it simple. It's going to look like it's elegant and you've cooked in the kitchen all day, but honestly, it's not. Going on the theme of a classic paella, but taking away all the extra labor, I found some great whole grain Spanish rice over at the Fresh Market, really full of flavor. To that, I'm going to saute some fresh Gulf shrimp, and I have some boneless chicken thighs. They're sitting there in their dry rub marinade. We'll talk about that, and I'll give you some tips to party with sangria so you don't dilute it down with ice cubes. All this today on Chef Judy's Dish, so come back and we will start cooking.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind Your Meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Our dad is an incredible man, a great father, and a hero who served his country well. He worked hard to take care of us. Now we take care of Dad with the help of Granny Nannies.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
It's a Star-Spangled 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. With 2.5 acres, Bacon's is Southwest Florida's largest furniture showroom. Beautiful furniture in any style, for any budget, with savings of 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the store. Celebrate your independence with extra savings on all Flex Steel furniture. Come see why Bacon's is voted the #1 place to buy furniture year after year. The 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
Granny Nannies. We've been making house calls for over 25 years. When you need home health care services, there really is no place like home.
Grandma! A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Good to see you on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm your friendly meteorologist, Josh Stone, showing you that our current temperatures right now are warm. No doubt about that. 89 here in Sarasota. It's already 90 in Venice and 90 out in Sebring and Avon Park. So you walk outside, you're definitely going to feel the heat and the humidity. As far as showers go along the Sun Coast, well, look at this. It's all clear right now. We do have partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies in our forecast later on this afternoon, and maybe an isolated shower could pop up. Already some showers and storms firing up down here in the center portion of the state, but this is south, maybe over the Everglades. But the big story right now is what's happening out here in the Gulf of Mexico. Well offshore from us. See a little bit of green there, but like I said, there's nothing to show you here on our immediate map. But there's a lot of mid to upper level moisture here, all due to this tropical system called Cindy. It's a tropical storm. And this is going to be the story over the next 24 hours or so as this really churns and drags up all this moisture. Look at this. It's dragging up not only from the Gulf of Mexico, but all the way down to the Caribbean, pulls it up here, counterclockwise rotation, and it continues to just inundate the northern Gulf Coast with very heavy rainfall. So what's the latest? This is as of the 11 a.m. advisory. Winds sustained at 50 miles per hour. Earlier today, they were sustained at 60 miles per hour. So we're noticing that Cindy is losing a little bit of a punch now. Also, it's picked up its speed, not by much. Earlier today, we had a speed of 8 miles per hour. It's tracking to the northwest at 10 miles per hour, but the pressure is still holding steady at 996 millibars. So what's going to happen? Well, it looks to make landfall in either southeast Texas or somewhere in southern Louisiana, western southern Louisiana, by tomorrow night, early Thursday morning. But it's a slow mover, and it's soaking the northern Gulf Coast with very heavy rainfall. How much rain by the time this wraps up? Well, we're talking about anywhere from 3 inches in some locations, 6 to 8 in others, and potentially 12 inches as this thing continues to spill all sorts of moisture here. And what we have is these bands of rain that are tracking up from the Gulf of Mexico around Cindy, and we call this training. They're like rail cars. They're going over the same spots over and over and over again, and the soil just can't handle all this moisture coming in at once. There you go. Some areas potentially up to 12 inches of rain causing terrible flooding. Well, the good news is, if there's any good news out of this, is Cindy is the only game in town. The rest of the tropics is quiet at this time. Let's talk about the other national weather story. You think we're warm, walking outside to 89, 90 degree temperatures right now? How about Phoenix temperature at 100 degrees at this hour? And they're in the morning hours, 3 hours behind us. So it could get up to a very comfortable 117 a little bit later. Taking the boat out today, your low tide will be at 6:36 p.m. Not the best boating forecast. South winds will be strong, seas 4 to 6 feet, and choppy conditions in the bays. There's your high today, right now, 89 degrees. But things dry out, and we'll see mostly sunny skies for the weekend. Scott?
All right, Josh, thank you. Developing this afternoon, Prince Philip is in the hospital being treated for an infection. The 93-year-old was admitted today as just a precautionary measure. He has suffered heart ailments in the past, but Buckingham Palace says he is in good spirits. Prince Philip missing today's speech to Parliament by Queen Elizabeth. During her opening speech, she announced a new commission for countering extremism and outlined a legislative agenda to prepare for Britain's departure from the European Union. The Queen also says she's looking forward to a planned state visit by the Spanish royal couple next month, but she did not mention the planned state visit of President Trump. There has been public opposition to his visit because of his policies on immigration, climate change, NATO, and other issues. In health news this afternoon, it can be challenging to stay hydrated, especially on really hot days. That's why doctors say you need to make some smart choices. For example, if you spend a lot of time outside, you should be drinking more than the 8 standard glasses of water. Now, the electrolyte-infused sports drinks like Gatorade are only necessary if you're losing fluids from vigorous exercise or if you're sweating profusely. Also, some foods can help keep you hydrated as well.
Anything that is, has a high moisture content. So think about fruits and vegetables that splash when you bite into them, like oranges, melons, cucumbers, tomatoes. All of these are naturally high in water, and so as you're eating them, you're not only nourishing your body, but you're giving yourself some extra hydration as well.
One thing to avoid is caffeine. An iced tea or a coffee may sound nice on a hot day, but it does cause you to lose water when you drink it. Vitamin D is good for you, we know that, but according to researchers, too much of it can be harmful. A recent study shows more U.S. adults are taking too much vitamin D. High doses are linked to serious side effects like kidney stones, cancer, and even death. It can also damage soft tissue. According to the National Institutes of Health, the amount of vitamin D you need each day depends on your age. But if you get enough sun exposure, you don't need to take a vitamin D pill. Generally, vitamin D helps with calcium absorption and maintaining phosphate levels in the blood. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a news conference this morning sheds more light into a Virginia shooting that injured a top House Republican and 4 others last week. But first, how the NFL is showing its appreciation to Pope Francis. We'll be right back.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
What's a nice Jewish girl to do when she can't introduce her WASP boyfriend to her conservative parents? Hire an actor. Hilarious and insightful, Bo Jest is at the Players Center June 14th through the 25th, and it's your ticket to a sizzling summer. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit theplayers.org. Don't miss Bo Jest.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Feld Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knott in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live at the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $189 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
To donate his brain to science, Warren Sapp's brain to go to the Concussion Legacy Foundation after his death. Recently, the 44-year-old Hall of Famer has become concerned about his memory. He's having memory issues. Sapp says he hopes his brain can help in the effort to prevent concussions and permanent brain damage for future football players. A charitable gesture from tennis star Andy Murray. He's planning to donate his winnings from the Aegon Championships to the victims of the London apartment fire. It killed 79 people. Murray was defeated by Australian Joran Thompson. He won a little more than $15,000 in the event. The Rays got a chance to turn the tables last night after Monday's loss to the Cincinnati Reds. Corey Dickerson went deep again, and Alex Cobb threw 7 solid innings for the Rays. Dickerson had his 29th multi-hit game of the season with 2 hits, including a homer. Alex Colomé pitched the 9th for his 20th save. The Reds lose for the 10th time in 11 games. The Rays win this one 6-5. The two teams are finishing up their 3-game series at Tropicana Field in a game that just got underway. At the College World Series, the Gators remain unbeaten. Florida beating Louisville last night 5-1. Pitcher Brady Singer struck out 9 Cardinal batters. The Gators will await now the winner of an elimination game in their bracket. Tonight, Florida State will try to stay alive. The Seminoles to play LSU at 7 o'clock. Even Pope Francis likes football. The Pope meeting with representatives from the Pro Football Hall of Fame and NFL owners. They presented him with a signed golden helmet and a jersey. The Pope joked that he is an avid fan of football, but the Argentine kind, which is, of course, soccer. Back to the kitchen now and see how lunch is coming along with Chef Judy, who's making a Spanish rice, shrimp, and chicken dish for us today.
That's right, Scott, and we're doing a little cheat to make life a lot easier. Instead of a traditional paella, I bought an organic, non-GMO brand right over at Fresh Market of Spanish rice. 2 boxes is going to make quite an abundant dish. Now I've taken some boneless, skinless chicken thighs and I've put on some Moroccan seasoning, salt and pepper. That goes in a pan with about a tablespoon of olive oil and shallots. And this time of year, the shallots are running so big, they're like that enormous, and they're really going to give you that added flavor. A little more subtle than onion, not as strong or potent as garlic. So once the chicken thighs have just start to brown, but keep them plump, turn them over, and then we're going to add some chopped chorizo. Again, something you can just pick up that's already done. So this is that night where you have friends coming to dinner and you don't want to have too much time to cook yourself. This is exactly what we're going to do for you. Now, while the chorizo starts to render down in the chicken, I'm going to come over here and show you my tip for sangria. You can buy lots of different sangria mixes. Some have the wine in them already. The key, though, is my flavor bomb is not to add ice. You're going to use fruit in a sangria anyway, so why not get some organic frozen mango and put that right in there. So that's going to chill it down, but it's not going to dilute it like ice would. And now you can get the pomegranate kernels, the seeds right there in the freezer department, healthy for you, and some mixed berries. So we have all that. I always like to add a little brandy or cognac. So we'll go, probably just a tablespoon or so. And then some bright red sangria. If you want to top it off with a little chopped apple, you can. But there you have all that flavor. Now what's great to know is if there's a little bit of sangria left over and you want to turn it into a dessert, you can basically drain out most of the liquid and pour it over some orange sorbet. It's going to be delicious and layers of flavors, and it's one of those nights that you don't have to fuss too much. So now that the chorizo is starting to render down, what I want to do is almost like I'm stir frying. I'm going to make some room in the middle, and I'm going to take this Gulf shrimp. I have a pound, and I'm going to put it right towards the middle. Shrimp is going to cook about 2 minutes per side. Cooks pretty fast. As soon as it's pink, we turn it over. We come back. We'll add the rice, some peas, and some extra treats, and have this dinner. They'll think you fussed all day, but you'll enjoy it with your guests. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
If you're trying to balance caring for your mother and being a mother to your children, we can help. It's what we do. Call Granny Nannies today.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
This year's Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix will feature 2 full days of racing off Lido Beach on July 1st and 2nd. Meet race teams up close during the Boats on Main downtown block party on Friday, June 30th. Don't miss the Grand Prix Fan Fest on July 1st and 2nd, where you can see race boats launch and watch the races live from under a large tent. There will be music, food, fan zones, and vendors. VIP race day viewing tickets are available at SarasotaPowerboatGrandPrix.org.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
My dad is my hero, and I wanted to give him a chance to live life and be happy. Granny Nannies has been a huge help. It has contributed to the health and happiness of my dad, for sure.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Topping our news this half hour, new details in the attack on the GOP congressional baseball team last week. The mass shooting injured Majority Whip Steve Scalise most seriously. The FBI is calling it a crime of opportunity for a man who hated Republicans. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest now from Washington.
The shooting rampage that rocked Congress. In the week since the mass shooting at the GOP congressional baseball practice, the FBI tracking every move of the gunman, 66-year-old James Hodgkinson. The man who had a deep hatred for Republicans happened to be living in his van next to the Alexandria ball field for weeks when he spotted the lawmakers.
He fired over 60 shots, but we do not know his intentions on the potential target.
GOP Majority Whip Steve Scalise, critically injured, still recovering. Capitol Police officers David Bailey and Crystal Griner, who killed Hodgkinson in a gunfight, also hurt but survived.
Without regard to their personal safety, they stepped up and did what was necessary to protect those around them.
The FBI scoured over the shooter's social media rants, found national landmarks in D.C. on his phone, and uncovered a list. On it, the names of several GOP lawmakers.
I would not classify that as a hit list. It's more of a piece of paper with 6 congressional members' names on it.
Federal investigators confirmed Hodgkinson was deeply troubled long before opening fire on that field. A lifetime of trauma and personal failure turned into political rage, a lot of it aimed at President Trump and Republicans.
He was struggling in all kinds of different ways. But I do not know the specifics of why he intended or his motive at this time.
The FBI believes the shooter acted alone. A legislative aide and lobbyists were also shot. All of the victims expected to make a full recovery. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Georgia's hotly contested 6th congressional district will remain Republican. Karen Handel winning the seat over Democrat Jon Ossoff. She's now Georgia's first female Republican congresswoman-elect. Handel winning with just over 52% of the vote. Many viewed this election as a referendum on President Trump and his policies and could be a preview of what to expect during the 2018 midterm elections. And after big losses in special elections in Kansas, Montana, and now Georgia, political analysts say Democrats may need to refocus in order to make strides with voters. During her victory speech, Handel vowed to represent members of both parties.
My promise is to work every single day relentlessly to make our state and this country a better place.
So this is not the outcome any of us were hoping for. But this is the beginning of something much bigger than us.
$50 million was spent on this campaign, making it the most expensive House race ever. The 6th district seat has been held by Republicans since 1979. Ivanka Trump is on Capitol Hill for the second time this week. She's there to discuss workforce issues with Republican lawmakers and how to improve them. Earlier this week, she met with Senator Marco Rubio and other GOP lawmakers to talk about expanding the child tax credit and paid family leave. The first daughter appeared with her father last week to promote a White House effort to expand apprenticeships. O.J. Simpson could be a free man this summer. The former Heisman Trophy winner has a hearing next month that could have him released from a 33-year sentence. Simpson has served 9 of those years so far. The conviction stems from a confrontation with 2 sports memorabilia dealers at a Las Vegas casino hotel room in 2007. He was found guilty the following year of armed robbery, kidnapping, and other charges. We're continuing to track Tropical Storm Cindy. The storm forming in the Gulf of Mexico yesterday, and it's bringing heavy rain and flooding to the northern Gulf Coast. Overnight, heavy winds and rain pounding New Orleans. People along Bourbon Street had to duck into bars to escape the water. Off the Louisiana coast, oil companies are getting their workers off the oil rigs. And the biggest concern for Gulf residents is flash flooding.
It is a serious event that's not only going to bring us rain and wind, but it's going to bring us water.
Here in Florida, parts of the Panhandle are under a tornado watch, and governors of Alabama and Louisiana have declared a state of emergency. First day of summer is bringing some of the worst heat the southwestern United States has seen in years. States like Arizona, Nevada, California saw temperatures topping 100 degrees yesterday. Death Valley, California reached 125 degrees. Palm Springs hit 121.
A woman that lost her slippers in the sand dunes at Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes and ended up walking about a half mile on the sand, burned her feet so severely she had 3rd-degree burns and needed to be transported by ambulance.
The all-time high temperature recorded in Death Valley was 134 degrees. That was back in 1913. The city of Phoenix topped out at 119 degrees, a mark that's only been matched or surpassed 4 other times in the city's recorded history. It was so hot yesterday, a television station managed to melt a 600-pound block of ice outside. Their live stream kept track of it, and by the end of the day, there just wasn't much left of that block of ice. Pretty good demonstration of how hot it is in the Southwest right now.
Exactly.
We complain here, but that's really hot.
It's a different level of hot, but
yeah.
You could arguably say it's dry heat, right? We have
Yeah.
to deal with the humidity. But it's good for the hair. Humidity is good for the moisture of your skin, so, you know.
Trade-offs.
Exactly. Let's check out the current temperature in Phoenix right now, 100 degrees. You know what? They're 3 hours behind us. So it is 9:30 in the morning. It's 100 degrees. They could be topping out at 117 later on this afternoon. How about our temperature? We can handle this, right? 89 degrees. Few clouds out there, south-southeast wind at 13 miles per hour. The other big story is what's happening in the tropics. This is Tropical Storm Cindy. We'll get more of the details of that a little bit later, but it is spilling a lot of rain in the northern Gulf Coast. As far as our radar goes, quiet right now. We could get some isolated showers this afternoon, but high is really topping out about right now in the upper 80s, lower 90s in some locations, and a few clouds in the forecast for today. Scott?
All right, Josh, thank you. New developments this afternoon in the fatal police shooting of Philando Castile. His story made national headlines when his girlfriend live-streamed the aftermath on Facebook. Now, new dash cam video has been released that leads up to that shooting. And we want to warn you, the images are graphic. ABC's Alex Perez has more.
Our first look at the dramatic dash cam video showing Philando Castile's final moments. It started as a traffic stop.
Reason I pulled you over, your brake lights are out. You have your license insurance?
St. Anthony, Minnesota police officer Geronimo Yanez asked to see insurance and registration, and that's when Castile revealed he had a gun.
Sir, I have to tell you, I do have a firearm on me.
Less than 40 seconds after he approached the car, Yanez opens fire.
Don't reach for it, then. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out.
Yanez firing 7 shots. Later, in that dashcam video, for the first time, in his own words, we hear Yanez explain why.
I told him not to reach for it, and then he kept it right there, and I told him to take his hands off of it, and then he had his grip a lot wider than a wallet.
These are the images most had seen of the July 2016 shooting. Castile's girlfriend, Diamond Reynolds, streaming the aftermath of the incident live on Facebook.
And he let the officer know that he had a firearm and he was reaching for his wallet, and the officer just shot him in his arm.
On that live stream, Reynolds' 4-year-old daughter could be heard trying to comfort her as they sat in a nearby patrol car.
It's okay, I'm right here with you.
The new images now show the young girl right after the shooting, leaving the car, running into another police officer's arms.
And Yanez was acquitted by a jury last Friday. The St. Anthony Police Department says they are working on a separation agreement and he will not be returning to the force. Alex Perez, ABC News, Chicago.
In Tampa, county commissioners are meeting today to discuss whether or not to remove a Civil War Confederate statue. The memorial sits in front of the courthouse in downtown Tampa. It was first erected in 1911. Some want it removed because of its harsh symbolism of racism and white supremacy. Others say its removal would be a disservice to those who fought and died in the Civil War. In Orlando, the removal of Confederate statue is underway from a downtown park. In consumer news, Uber's CEO is stepping down. Travis Kalanick resigning as the company's CEO. His decision comes after 5 of Uber's major investors demanded he step aside and make room for new leadership. His reputation was damaged after revelations of sexual harassment, allegations of trade secrets theft, and an investigation into efforts to mislead government regulators. Kalanick helped found the ride-sharing company back in 2009. His resignation is effective immediately. More affordable housing developments are being put in place to get more people off the streets of Sarasota County. CASL Incorporated provides care through assisted living facilities, independent housing, live-in support, and other services. They've partnered with Blue Sky Communities to submit an application to build a new housing facility for those in need. It would be an 80-unit affordable housing complex.
We're going to link them with the right people, but our position is let's make everyone successful. And again, I keep on saying this, I don't want people to survive, I want people to thrive.
If approved, the development will be located on Fruitville Road across the street from the fairgrounds. The housing will target the homeless and people with disabling conditions. Let's get back to the kitchen now and see how that rice dish is coming along with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Judy?
Well, I think it's coming along just great. The chicken thighs are already cooked. We have the chorizo that I bought already chopped up. It's rendered down with the shallots and, of course, the Gulf shrimp. Now we can go ahead and add the Spanish rice. So you just cook it to order. The directions are really simple with water, a teeny bit of oil. So we'll get all this in. Now, what we want to make sure is that we keep some moisture in the pan. So to have a little chicken stock on hand, probably no more than a half a cup will do it. And that will just give a little more moisture, like I said. So we're going to give this a stir. And as the rice starts to absorb the chicken stock, it'll also release all these great flavors. I put in 1 tablespoon of butter just to bring up the richness level. That's something that you can omit if you prefer. And now frozen peas straight out of the bag. You don't have to cook them because they're going to simmer down in this as well. And then I have some roasted red peppers. Now, often what I'll do is I'll get a whole bunch of red peppers at the farmer's stand, and then I'll just stick them in the coals in the burner and be able to peel them and jar my own. But simply a jar of roasted red pepper is fine to add to this dish because remember, it's all about you and having time to entertain and enjoy with your guests. So the last little touches will be some chopped scallions. And then we'll add some brightness. It'll also give it a little more flavor. And then just a few olives. You can use green olives, but I find the black olives are a little more mild. So I'm just gonna add a few in there, really make it a Catalonian dish right here. So I think this is gonna work out perfectly. We're gonna get about probably 6 servings out of a pan like this. And what I recommend is it just goes right in the middle of the table and everybody gets their dishes. I'm serving this, of course, with the sangria. I talked about using the frozen fruits instead of ice cubes, a little shot of brandy, and some manchego cheese and toasted garlic bread, and you have the rest of the time off. You get to enjoy your time with your friends. I'll be back in just a few minutes to have a final taste and touch-up on a simple but delicious dish.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Drive off in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Get a new Dodge Journey for just $15,999. Or purchase a brand new Jeep Renegade for as low as $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
As a singer-songwriter, it's all about creating high-performance art that moves people. Same is true in making gorgeous cars. Fiat designs it. You're the artist.
Choose your palette just about any color combo inside out. No small wonder, state-of-the-art style Fiat. Now this moves me. Let the art of Fiat move you at Fiat of Sarasota.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Okay, welcome back. Look at this. We have partly to mostly cloudy skies, and some of these clouds are the outskirts of what is Tropical Storm Cindy. I think the worst for us is over, and we really dodged a bullet with this storm as this continues to pull away, moving to the north and west. Break down the details for you in just a few minutes, but as far as our current temperatures right now, it's warm out there, no doubt about that. 89 here in Sarasota right now, 90 in Venice, 91 in both Sebring and Avon Park at this hour. All right, weather headlines. Today, well, a few scattered clouds, some afternoon showers will be isolated, and then dry air moves in for the weekend, and we'll have an abundant amount of sunshine in our forecast. Breaking down the radar right now for the Suncoast, everything's pretty quiet except, what is this? Looks like a little blip just happened here in Manatee County. Some heavier showers, possibly, but this is isolated. Bayshore Gardens, possibly. Bayshore Gardens, excuse me. And also some isolated showers here in the center portion of the state, tracking over here around the Florida Everglades. That's moving to the north. And potentially we'll get some isolated showers as we go through the afternoon. But it looks like this is, for our area, the only thing going on right now around near downtown Bradenton, maybe Bayshore Gardens, edging towards Anna Maria Island. We have mid to upper level moisture, shows up in blue, but also this tan color right here. This is dry air aloft. Dry air is approaching from the southeast, and that's going to be the dominant feature on this graphic as we edge in the next several days, and that's going to help suppress any sort of moisture developing other than isolated shower here or there, and we'll have more sunshine for this upcoming weekend. But the big story right now in the northern Gulf is this area of counterclockwise circulation. This is Tropical Storm Cindy. And the latest from the National Hurricane Center shows us that we have winds out of Cindy sustained at 50 miles per hour. Earlier this morning, they were sustained at 60 miles per hour. So it's weakened a little bit. It's moving to the northwest at 10 miles per hour, and the pressure right now is 996. As far as where it's heading, it looks to either hit southeastern Texas or southwest Louisiana, but it is going to spill a lot of rain. You can see the counterclockwise swirl here. It is dragging all this moisture up from the not only Gulf of Mexico, but all the way down from the Caribbean, and it continues to just spill all this moisture out in the northern Gulf coast here in the same locations, almost like trains, rail cars over rail tracks going over the same location. And how much rain are we talking about? Anywhere from 1 to 3 inches in some locations, maybe 4 to 8 inches in others, but up to 12 inches in some isolated areas. And when you're talking that amount of rainfall, well, severe flooding could take place. Well, Cindy is the only game in town. The rest of the tropics are quiet at this time. For the boaters today, the low tide will be at 6:36 p.m., but not the best boating forecast today, as seas will be anywhere from 4 to 6 feet with choppy conditions in the inland waterways. 87 at the beach today, but our high is about what's happening right now, 89 degrees, some areas in the lower 90s, and those isolated showers and storms kind of getting going this afternoon. As far as the weekend goes, well, the dry air moves in, and there's your mostly sunny skies for Saturday and Sunday. Scott?
All right, Josh, thank you. She's a longtime Suncoast resident who is making our area proud. ABC 7's Linda Carson introduces this week's amazing Suncoast woman.
Dr. Janet Pullen was born in Delaware and moved to Manatee County when she was 13.
I actually graduated from Manatee High School, and I was the youngest of 5 children. I have 4 older sisters. And so my college counseling was that you will go to Manatee Junior College.
She went on to graduate from Florida State. She and her husband met while attending Manatee High School.
We will be celebrating our 42nd anniversary at the end of August.
They started out after college in Tampa.
My husband was an accountant, and so he'd gone to Tampa to work, and I followed with getting a job in one of the schools in Hillsborough County.
And when they started having their 3 children, they returned home to Manatee County.
I worked out at the junior college. They had a parent resource program, and so for about 8 years while I was having children, I would teach a program called Teach-A-Taught that I developed.
Then she was asked to help St. Stephen's develop a preschool program. That was 30 years ago, and she's been there ever since.
It's just been a fun journey over the years, and I was 15 years as the lower school director and associate head for about 8, and then moved into become the head of school, and I've done this for 15 years now.
Her 3 children graduated from St. Stephen's, and now she has grandchildren there. St. Stephen's is an independent school with no public funding. 100% of their graduates go to college.
Our job, I believe, is really to provide the opportunity to grow leaders for tomorrow.
The campus has expanded immensely. They have a global program linked with schools in 20 other countries.
Last February, we opened up our new Marine Science Center down by the bayou and the dock. We've also renovated the gym, and we're getting ready to build a new Performing Arts Center.
Jan's still growing too. She got her doctorate degree in 2010, and her life lesson?
Never stop learning. Be a lifelong learner. The world is full of new thoughts and ideas, and never shut your mind to them.
For 30 years, Dr. Jan Pullen has been a guiding force here at St. Stephen's School. She is very proud of the school's past accomplishments and really excited about its future. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Linda, thank you. Coming up, a rare movie opening today for the latest Transformers film, and some big honors for the legendary Tony Bennett. We'll have details in entertainment news.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile, and in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
I dream of the creature by night and by day. Wielding my weapon, I slaughter my prey. 2,000 cash, I'll be rolling in dough. So hey, you big monster, come out from below. So hey, you big monster, come out from below.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you, weeknights at 5.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Well, this looks fabulous, Judy.
Thank you. It's a simple Spanish rice. We started with a boxed organic mix, but we brought in the flavors of shallots and scallions, some local Gulf shrimp, roasted red peppers, peas, and of course the chicken thighs that I put that Moroccan seasoning, so layers of flavor. A really easy dish. You just stick it in the table right in the middle, some delicious sangria with a little shot of brandy in it and manchego cheese and garlic bread, and you have a party in a pan.
And I like the idea of the fruit becoming really the ice.
Exactly, so it doesn't water it down. Yeah. That's right. And like I said, you can just drain that out and use the fruit on top of sorbet as a dessert as well. So either way, it's going to work. And we can remind everybody they can go on mysuncoast.com/dining. Go on the dining page. You'll get recipes, ideas, where to dine, and make sure you enter to win a $50 gift card from one of our local restaurants. Scott, I'm going to shoot it back to you.
All right, thank you both. In entertainment news, rapper Prodigy of the legendary rap duo Mobb Deep has died in Las Vegas. His publicist says he was hospitalized a couple of days ago for complications related to sickle cell anemia. The rapper was in Vegas for a show. He was 42 years old. One of our generation's greatest actors is done acting. Daniel Day-Lewis announcing his retirement. According to his publicist, the 60-year-old's decision is private and he will not say anything more about it. Day-Lewis has won 3 Best Actor Oscars. He lives in Ireland with his wife. One of the few music awards Tony Bennett does not have yet. The 90-year-old singer will receive this year's prestigious Gershwin Prize for Popular Song from the U.S. Library of Congress. He's already won 19 Grammys and put albums on the charts in 7 different decades, and he sounds as great as ever.
Optimus Prime, you destroyed your home. Do you seek redemption?
Transformers: The Last Night hits theaters today. Experts are expecting the 5th sequel to make about $70 million. It'll likely make most of that money overseas. It's a recent trend we've been seeing several times this year so far with movies like The Mummy and Pirates of the Caribbean 5. Transformers 5 is rated PG-13, and a 6th Transformers movie in the franchise already in the works. Despite a snake coming out from under the hood of their pickup truck, a Texas driver, he just kept going. Instead of pulling over, they tried to swerve it off a little bit, but the snake hung on. It eventually, though, lost its grip and fell from under the truck's hood. The driver admits he is afraid of snakes. His friend thought it was funny and captured the moment on camera. I'm sorry,
I had one in my pool yesterday, and my son is a hero. Yes,
Yeah.
and that's all I'm going to say. But needless to say, I called the screen doctor right away and said, replace all the screens. Yeah, it's that time of year with all the rain, too.
Yeah, but I just feel bad. You know, just pull over, let the snake go about its business.
Well, I'd have a panic attack
Well,
before.
I know.
But no,
You're safe
you're
in your
right. It's a
car.
living thing. You're right. It's a living thing.
That's my point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh well.
Don't play any jokes on me.
I have a rubber snake in my
Yeah, we're neighbors. I'm watching out for you. No treats for you.
And Josh, we may have some afternoon storms today.
Yeah, for today, but as we slither into the weekend, we are going to have more sunshine thanks to dry air aloft, and that's going to eat away the clouds and the moisture, so it looks pretty good for this upcoming weekend.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful afternoon ahead, and we invite you back at 5 o'clock. Hope to see you then.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
When caring for my wife alone became too much for me, I called my long-term care insurance company to get help from granny nannies. Now the most wonderful nurses help me with her care.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
It's a star-spangled 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding. With 2.5 acres, Bacon's is Southwest Florida's largest furniture showroom. Beautiful furniture in any style, for any budget, with savings of 30, 50, even 70% off throughout the store. Celebrate your independence with extra savings on all Flex Steel furniture. Come see why Bacon's is voted the #1 place to buy furniture year after year. The 4th of July sales event going on now at Bacon's Furniture and Bedding in Port Charlotte. Nobody beats Bacon's.